Hey y'all, this is Tamara with Fresh and Fire. Sorry, I'm not used to doing selfies, so I'm gonna try to film this and show y'all a garden update of what we're looking like. I think we have won this round with the battle for the 2024 Arctic Freeze. Hold on, let me switch it around so I can show y'all what's going on. Okay, first, check out the water fountain. Mission accomplished. The bird bath is still running, and I'll show y'all some footage from this morning when it was 11 or 12 degrees. I think we're sitting at 33 degrees right now, but this morning we were at 12 degrees. 12 or 11, I think it said on my thermometer. But yeah, it's still going. It's a little bit frozen on the edge. I don't know if y'all can see that. Got a little bit of ice right there, but that bird bath warmer is still keeping it going. I was gonna take it down, but Fire was like, "No, let's take it to the limit. Let's see how warm it can keep the fountain going." So, and it's still going. Now here's the new citrus bed. We got the plastic cover on them already, but as y'all can see, we're still looking good. I don't see any burnt or crunchy leaves. And this is my Miwa kumquat I had on the end since it's the most cold tolerant, and that one is my variegated Centennial kumquat. On in the back is the Improved Meyer lemon, and then behind that is the Calamondin. Still looking good. No crunchy leaves or anything, so I think this is a win. Now for the collard greens, I think we did okay as well. Yeah, they're still looking good in here. I don't see any burning or dieback or wet leaves. When they get burnt up by the cold, they'll start looking wet and eventually kind of clear and burnt looking, because the cells in the leaves of the, how can I say this scientifically, the cells in the walls of the leaves of the plant expand and then get all saggy and everything like that. So I'm quite sure there's a better way somebody else can say it. So, but it basically burns up your plants and they eventually die. But we're looking good. Yep, collard greens still looking good back there. So we're gonna keep this plastic on them just to give them a little bit more heat and keep the teens off of them inside the greenhouse. So adding that extra layer of protection. All right, and then the tree collard greenhouse, in my double layer little contraption I have, everything is still looking good. Yep, I don't see any burnage or anything like that. Nothing than what was already there. So let's back up. I'll show you the other side. And here's where the tree collards are. And I'm not gonna undo those, but I think they're looking good. There's also a telltale sign when your plants get burned by the cold. I don't smell that. I wonder how that borage is doing. That might be a little damaged, but from what I understand, they have deep tap roots, so it'll be back as it is. But yeah, so far so good. I think we fared okay in here as well. Adding that little extra layer really helped them out, and having the lights around them. So, and I didn't even tell y'all, I forgot to mention, I have my Pakistani mulberry back here with one of those frost bags on it up against the other greenhouse on the inside, just to keep it warm. It's dormant right now too, since it's the winter time, but Pakistani mulberries, from what I've experienced in my year of having one, are kind of sensitive, so want to make sure I don't lose that because it produced some great berries. Okay, and for the subtropical greenhouse, I think we did okay in here except for one thing, because I can smell it as I'm walking in. And I already had my mom come and check on things for me, so I kind of have already been prepared. But I think the one of my plants are coned, at least some of the leaves. Yeah, that Pegasus begonia, some of the leaves got burnt. And as you can see, this is what I was talking about. But the bottom, I think the roots in the bottom still look fine. And I needed to trim it back anyway because I just threw it in here and it got beat up. And I really needed to transplant it into some smaller pots and put it in the middle and get it out of my pretty ceramic pot that I need to take in the house, but I didn't have time. So, but let's see. This pepper plant doesn't look too happy. But again, I didn't have time to trim that one up. It's just kind of been thrown in here. But I think everything else is looking good. That's a little burnt on top, but I think they're still pretty good. I'll trim that back every year. That's my just regular hibiscus that produces those pretty flowers like you see in Hawaii. And that's a hibiscus tree right behind it. They're looking pretty good. I think they got a little burnt. I thought about this last night when I was looking at my gauge on my phone for the temperature, and I forgot to cover the windows on the doors. So I think I'm gonna do that tonight to get a little bit more heat retention in here. But other than that, I'm gonna check on the citrus in a minute. I really wasn't worried about them, but as far as my little tropical plants, I think they did okay. All right, and no burning on the leaves of the citrus. Like I told y'all, I wasn't worried about it too much anyway. And I still got the fruit on there. It's not mushy or anything, still firm, unless it's frozen, so we'll see in the next day or two. But yeah, that's my variegated lemon over there. I think that's a Thai lime. Let's see, what is this? I forgot what lemon that is. I can't even remember. Oh, that's the Lisbon. Still got the one lemon on it, and that's my Mihok Satsuma doing good, and even the bay leaf trees are doing well. My Gerber Daisy is doing okay. I gotta hurry and get in. As you see, the temperature still cold out here. The finger lime is looking good. My ferns, and still got that tomato over there. Surprisingly, these died that really bad last year. A friend of the family gave us these. These are avocado trees that were started from a grocery store seed. I just thought they were cute and I like the way they look, so I saved them. I don't think they're producing any fruit, but they're still going. And they died all the way back last year, so everything just seems to be okay. The bananas might not have liked it. They're brown now. So, but I don't think those were the fruiting kind anyway, at least a good eating fruiting kind. So, we'll see what's going on with them. But yeah, I think all in all, we fared pretty good in here. All right, finally, I wanted to show y'all how the fajoas are doing, or pineapple guavas. The bags are still on. I had them clipped at the bottom. We're still looking good with those. Still looking good with the bigger ones on the front. I don't see any burns or anything like that other than what was previously there. So I think all in all, just putting the Christmas lights on them so they can kind of keep that heat around them and being up against the wall is creating a nice microclimate for them. So I think all in all, this is a win. All right, all better now. I'll show y'all what I did. I just put a piece of plastic over the door where it has the window that can open up to block some of this air, and it instantly feels better. I just clipped it at the top, but you might want to let it overlap on the bottom a little bit. But yeah, I knew I should have did this yesterday, but I completely forgot with the rush of everything. But yeah, I can tell it already feels better in here. So we're gonna see if we can get some more degrees going in here. And I just had a piece of plastic left, so I just put that over there. I probably should get a bigger piece later, but we'll ride with that for right now. So hey y'all, so here is the after effects of round 2 of the Arctic freeze. I'm out here, it's a beautiful day. I'm just checking, seeing what everything's looking like. I think as far as the small in-ground citrus red that I just planted, it's looking pretty good. I might have to check. I'm worried about the pH level a little bit. I might have to knock down some of the acidity of the soil. Let's see here. We got a little bit, they got a little cold. That's a little bit of cold damage right there. But I think the rest of it is I just haven't fed them. We're gonna check that out, keep an eye on that. Because anywhere there weren't incandescent Christmas lights, the plants weren't happy. So I didn't have them fully up there on the top of the lemon. So I don't know, that might be some damage. But all in all, the stems are looking good. I made sure to keep the roots and the stems warm. Lemons are always more sensitive than any of the other plants. The variegated kumquat looks good considering it's cold, somewhat cold sensitive. And the Miwa kumquat is looking good. And as far as the blueberries, like I shared with y'all earlier, I put the plastic over this canopy back here for the blueberries. But I'm making sure to open it up in the daytime, and really I'll probably keep it up or open tonight since it's gonna be lows in the 20s, just to make sure no frost gets on it, but I still want them to get some of those chill hours. I'm gonna go ahead and keep the plastic on the figs for tonight, or for today and tonight really, since it's gonna be in the low 20s. And I put a little, actually that's some landscaping fabric. I forgot to mention this earlier. I put over the new blueberry bed. Let's see, I wonder did those, I actually had some mullein still hanging on in here. I wonder did it survive. Oh no, looks, I can see the burnt leaves from here. Yeah, I don't know if y'all can see that, but yep, that finally got burnt up. But it has deep tap roots, so I think it'll come back. I wasn't too concerned with that. And I also didn't mention the bed that we have to replace, where my red Russian kale was all this time. This is one of the areas we've been hit by aphids, so I was hoping this cold would zap all these aphids, but I still see some on there, so it's time to pick this out anyway, because I gotta redo this whole bed. So, and we've already got the sweet potatoes out back there. I'll be showing y'all that video soon. And these are beds that really just kind of, I'm up and coming with these, some collard green seedlings, lettuce seedlings, stuff like that. So so yeah, we're doing good. As far as the collard greens, got the plastic pulled on back. I think they did not get any damage, so I'm going to be pulling this plastic on off today, because they can deal with some low 20s. They're in the greenhouse and got lights around them, so I think they'll be fine. I don't want them to get too hot and start to bolt. So now as far as the tree collards, I think they did okay. They're looking pretty good. That borage, looks like it made it. Some of the leaves made it. I don't know, it might bounce back. Oh, hold on. Yeah, there we go. There's some borage that I had down there. Mustard greens look a little burnt over there on that side, because I didn't have the plastic or any lights over there, so I don't know, we'll see. But the tree collards are looking pretty good. I'm not sure if that leaf was just ready to die or that got some frost damage, but they're looking still green and healthy, unlike last year when they got all burnt up. And I put some plastic over the mustard greens over here. They're still looking good. And the bigger mustard greens are some that just decided to sprout, so I just transplanted them in here. But the little baby mustards are still looking good along with the rosemary, so I think we're doing well in here. And the purple cabbage is still looking good. I wasn't really worried about that. I was worried about my chives and Egyptian onions, walking onions, but yeah, they're even looking good. And let's see, we go to the other side where I have the greenhouse inside of a greenhouse. Yeah, everything is still looking good back in there. I wasn't really worried about the strawberry plants. The olive tree I was, and the parsley is still looking good, but it likes cool weather anyway, so I think the double layer method worked. I'm gonna take y'all into the more tropical area. Now this area I suffered a little bit of casualties, but the main thing being my banana plants. I forgot and left them right by the door, which I forgot to cover. So, like I told y'all earlier, I don't even think these are the good fruiting kind. So I just got them from the big box store before I knew better. But I still wanted to keep them. But I have a pup that's still going, so we're gonna dig that out and protect it. But everything else is still looking good. As you can see, I have the doors covered now. The first night, actually the first 2 nights of the free, no, was it? I can't even remember. But at some point, I think I remembered, oh, I didn't cover the doors, and it's letting in a lot of extra air in those windows because they don't Velcro down all the way around. So my hibiscus got zapped on one side right by the door, even though I had it covered. So I started noticing it by the second night, so I came and got some plastic on the doors and made sure to double cover the hibiscus. Actually, probably triple cover, but it's kind of funny. You can see on the front side how the leaves are looking all floppy and everything, but on the back side it's fine. So as you can see, the hibiscus right beside it too, it got damage on one side, but that one got knocked back all the way down to the root. So I think it'll be fine. It should be fine. I believe I brought this thing back to life 3 different times now, so it should be fine. And my pink guava got some damage on the tips where the lights weren't, but the base of it seems to be looking good. Same with the Barbados cherries. This one limb right here didn't have any lights on it, and now it's lost all its leaves. But the base of it and the other Barbados cherry did well. Still has all its leaves covered in lights. And this is passion fruit. I don't know if you can see it. It's worked its way all over here in between the Barbados cherries, but the vine is extending all over there, but it's still looking good. I think it was nice and warm. But my Pegasus begonias didn't fare so well. They're still at the base of them looking good, so I'm gonna dig those out. I should have dug them out before the double blast Arctic freeze, that's what I'm calling it, came through, but I just ran out of time. But I think that's enough to work with. I've seen other people bring them on back. I needed to cut them back anyway so they could start, you know, growing new leaves and everything for the upcoming season. So I'm gonna try to work on those today or tomorrow and dig them out of this clay pot that I have. This pepper plant that I just threw in the pot and never cut back, of course, got zapped. I think it is okay. We will see. So sometimes it gets to a point you just gotta throw stuff in the greenhouse and keep it moving. And the avocados are still looking good. Oregano's looking good down there, and the lemon verbena look like it got a little zap. But as long as the stem is still looking good, that's gonna come back next year anyway. And my geranium is still looking good. Another lemon verbena back there. And I forgot what that plant is. I have to put it in the description, but it's a shade plant, but it's still looking good. I think that's supposed to die back in the winter time anyway. My ferns are still looking good. I believe these are autumn ferns. And the finger lime is still looking good. And the bay leaf tree, that one and that one, they were still looking good. Right now we're sitting at 55 in the greenhouse, and my Guerrera daisy is looking good. We got the green onions that I showed y'all earlier still in the pot right here. And the pepper plants, I think they're still doing okay. I gotta trim all this back so it can regenerate. Now the miracle berry bushes that got knocked back last year, they got a little burned again, and I never even got around to cutting the stem off from last year where it got knocked back. I need to probably really bring these in the house. These are ones that might not need to stay outside. Now the little psycho, that's what I don't know the fancy name for it, but they call it little psycho. That dies back every year and comes back, and the bees love it, so we'll just trim that on back. But everything else is looking good. It's another pepper plant that I put up for the season. And citrus is still looking good. The lemon is still, yep, feels like it's supposed to. I like to try to leave my citrus on the vine as long as possible until I'm ready to pick it. So, but yeah, I think I'm gonna water everything today and give it a little love, give it a little air. And this is the Lisbon lemon. That's what I just showed you. It's looking good. I probably need to trim some of those. The leaves have fallen off and it's been that way. I've been waiting for the leaves to come back, but I don't think they're gonna come back, so we'll see. I might try to nip the edges just to encourage the leaves to grow back. That's from the dieback last year, but the limbs were still green, so I don't want to trim it. So I'm still, we'll see. We'll still wait on it. And there are the variegated lemons back there. Still got a few of them on the vine. They're starting to lose their stripes now that I've left them on the vine, so I'm probably about to pick these off anyway because I need them. But that's still looking good. I don't see any sign of damage, and that was right by the door. So, and my lime is tucked in the middle down there. That's looking excellent. So in these types of situations, that's what you have to worry about. More so are your lemons and your limes, and both of them are doing really well. So it's kind of a mess in here, but you know, we had an emergency situation, so your garden can't always be nice and neat, but so far I think we did pretty good. We're doing pretty good in here, so I'm going to consider this a win. Now I also wanted to show y'all this. On the back of the big greenhouse with the citrus in it, I had a tarp laying around, so I wanted something to cover those back windows, because with some of these greenhouses, they're starting to just put Velcro now, and so air can still get in the cracks. And I noticed that I felt a breeze in the back of the greenhouse, so I just clipped the tarp in the back, and that seemed to give the plants a little bit more warmth, and it seems to work out. They weren't bothered or damaged. The only thing that really got zapped was the stuff that was by the doors that I forgot to cover. So yeah, lesson learned, but I think all in all, I think we did pretty good. And I wanted to take one of the frost bags off of the pineapple guavas and show you what it was looking like. Not damaged at all. I wasn't even really too worried about them, but like I told y'all, when you reach about 16 degrees, that's when it's going to start to get damaged. And last year, the tips of the bigger ones up there did get nipped, but they really weren't too damaged. So, but I I'm trying to get fruit production going, so I don't want any setbacks. But yeah, they're still looking good, and they have a drawstring at the bottom, but just to be safe, I clipped them on the bottom as well. But as you can see, all you do is just zip them up and tie them at the bottom. They have a little clip, a little stopper, but I had to take that off to get them around because they're kind of wide. But yeah, it's looking good. Everything is still intact. I got the herb garden opened up. I'm probably gonna be trimming that up this week, but so far I think we are doing good as far as the Arctic 2024 freeze. That's my little beat up rose bush, still kicking, still going. Gotta trim that back. And here's the pineapple guavas with the lights on them. I gotta go turn these lights off. They don't really need them right now, but I think we're good. I think everything is still good with them as well. They look just as green and lush as they ever did. So I don't even see any burning on the tip other than that dieback part that I showed y'all earlier. I really got to get in here and trim that. But yeah, they're looking excellent. So take that, Arctic Freeze 2024. For more tips on gardening and grilling, check us out on Fresh and Fire Backyard Living.